Many people drive to a speed which is just set at the speed signs basically, and it's a very common trap to fall into, and it's all okay unless you actually don't spot a speed sign, or if there's not a speed sign shown for some distance. So far better to drive to conditions, drive to a system. Have a system in place so that you're all the time continually making an assessment independently of the speed that you should be doing. So I see a direct relationship between the driving conditions, the hazards or potential hazards up ahead, your actions with regards to mirrors, and then setting the correct speed for those conditions. When we see potential hazards up ahead, it might involve a change of position or a change of speed, either up or down in terms of speed, and before we do any of those things we want to be aware of what is around us, don't we? And so it's not just mirror checks, it's chin to shoulder checks, observations, good observations. So I would encourage you to think of a circle in your head. On the top of it is hazards or potential hazards. That then follows on to mirrors, and then that follows on to making an assessment of the speed that you should be doing, and independently thinking about what is the actual speed limit on the road that you're on. So by doing that, you see, what happens is you find yourself checking your mirrors, your eyes then looking down to the speedo, and then your mind is thinking about, well, what speed do I need to be at, and what is the speed limit on this particular road. So this works as well on 30-mile-an-hour roads as it does on motorways. This system that I'm explaining to you works equally well, and what it does is it gets you to start to read the conditions of the road and what the speed limit should be for those conditions. A lot of people switch off from that kind of reading the conditions, and all they do is they just drive at a speed to a speed sign. So if it's 40, they do 40. They might do a little bit under 40, but generally they're just driving to the speed signs. And it's a habit you want to get out of, really, because you want to be making your own independent assessments based on the conditions. So this little clip here, what was that, about 3 minutes, and there was half a dozen speed limit changes there. Did you spot all those speed limit changes? If you didn't, you might want to go back and have a little look, but rest assured there were half a dozen speed limit changes. It just goes to show you how easy it is to not spot them. The road conditions didn't change dramatically, did they? But they were there. So have a system in place when you're driving. Get into the habit of using that system, and it will really work for you, and it means you won't get caught out doing speeds you shouldn't be doing, but more importantly you'll be driving to the conditions, and you'll be making your own assessments of what is the correct speed for those conditions.